Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Ben from the PB and Gainz podcast. This is episode 8, and today we're in a mini-cast week. So, quick hitting podcast today, and the topic is why. So last week we interviewed Brent Gallagher, and we talked about intent and living that life of intent, and we talked about the regrets of the dying. And the number one regret was people wish that they had lived a life for themselves as opposed to what everybody else wanted them to do. And so the reason that I'm referring back to that is because it resulted, why people do these things, why people live these lives for other people, is because they don't understand the why. Or they're just too afraid to dive into understanding the why. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're living the life somebody else wants you to live, if you're doing the things somebody else wants you to do, your understanding of the purpose behind things is muddled. And when you understand that why and you can live passionately through that, oh man, it's huge. Because then all of a sudden your confidence boosts up, your morale boosts out, your motivation boosts up, and you can go and you can kill. And you can do anything you want. That sounds dumb, but I promise you it's possible. And you can take a lot of these things and always go back to why. There's a really awesome talk Simon Sinek has. It's on YouTube. It's called Start with Why. It starts with why. One of the two. It'll pop up. And he talks about people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So if I were to come in and be like, hey, we're raising a bunch of money, we're doing this charity event, and really it had nothing to do with the charity, and all I did was, the reasoning was to boost myself, people can see through that. I mean, they do. They see the why. They're like, he's not really into this, so they're not going to be a part of it. Now, that's a very simplistic view, a very simplistic example, but it's huge. So go back to the regrets of the dying, and number one being not living that life that is true to themselves. So I want you to live that life that's true to yourself. Do the things you want to do. Now, granted, if you're married or you have kids, it might not always work out perfectly, but you can head down that path. There might be a lot of forks in the road, and it might be a few extra turns in there, but you can still work your way down. And so take the word why and apply it to everything you do in life. Why do you eat a certain way? Why do you not eat a certain way? Why do you work out? Why don't you work out? Why do you do this certain workout? Being intentional with what it is you do. And so like I said, if your whole goal is to lose weight and to feel better so you can play with your kids, that Monday chest day every day is probably not the best way to get there. Now, I'm not making fun of the guys that sit there and do the chest press because, hey, we all have done it. We've all been there. I even did some chest today before this podcast. So I'm not slamming it. I'm just saying understand the why. Understand the purpose and do things with intent. We get a lot of clients that come in the door and like, oh, I want to do this workout. I want to sweat. But they don't know why, and they're not clear behind it. This is, I just want to do it. I want to sweat. But they don't understand the principles of movement. They don't understand the purpose behind some of the stuff that they might have seen someone else doing. Maybe it was more useful for them. Maybe today for you is a mobility day because you're tight, you didn't sleep well. I'm not going to go and kill you during a workout. I'm going to be intentful and understand your purpose is to get better. So I'm going to put a day in that you can get better and not push yourself back even further. And that's from a workout perspective. If your whole goal, I'm going to use my brother here, he is trying to be a firefighter. He's in the process of interviews and going through their physical tests. And so he needed to pass a Stairmaster test. And so when he's telling me he's waiting on his weight vest to come in, he's like, yeah, I did chest day. I was like, how's that going to help you carry somebody, do the Stairmaster test, and you're not being intentful with the goal? And so, it was a one-time thing, and I was giving him crap for it, but it kind of helped push that message forward of, all right, with a firefighter, if you're going to be carrying weight, maybe a farmer's carry, maybe something just carrying a heavy dumbbell, or doing step-ups, or doing some type of leg activity, weight-bearing, load-bearing activity through movement, like a lunge, a step-up, a walk, is going to be more beneficial, which is great. So that's the easy way to look at it. Now, same thing with food. And if people come in like, oh, I want to feel better, I want to look better, and they work out, but they don't eat right, well, they don't understand the why. They're not doing things intently, probably because it's hard to do. That's why most people don't eat well, Because it is confusing. There's a bunch of crap out there that they tell you is great. I mean, there's a study just came out the other day talking about how bacon and other processed meats have a higher cancer risk and they'll kill you. Well, it is confusing. But there's things you can do. Why that may be hard, understanding the why and doing things intently, go better. So if you're just sitting there eating ice cream all the time, you're like, well, I just don't understand. Your why is a little clear. Your intent is not there. You're not doing things intently. Granted, eat some ice cream. It's good. It tastes good. It's a nice way to enjoy life, but don't do it all the time because you're intently sabotaging yourself then. And that's another thing is like, are you sabotaging yourself by always coming up with the excuse of like, I just don't feel like my knees, and not doing some of these things that are important that could help you in the long run. So going back to that word of why, if you are a leader, whether it be in business, if you're a trainer, if you are whoever that can impact other people's lives, I really want you to focus on how you can take that word why and help somebody out. I was reading a paper the other day that talks about employees. Now, you can take that word employees and put kids, spouse, coworkers, whoever. Anyways, employees are more likely to embrace change when they are informed. And they're given the why. They're given the purpose behind what it is that you're asking them to do. So as a trainer, as a fit professional, whatever you want to call yourself, if I'm coming forward, I'm like, hey, look, I want you to do this exercise, whatever it might be, a Turkish get-up. We'll use that. And people see that and they're like, that looks weird. I don't want to do that. But if I tell you that's going to help you get up, it's going to help you be strong, more functional in everything that you do because like it is the ultimate exercise, well, you're looking at that and be like, oh, okay, I'll do that instead of just like, it's good. It's a good exercise because it looks kind of weird and people are going to have a hard time doing it. So if you give them the why and give them the reasoning behind what it is they're doing, great. If I recommend, here, eat some pastured grass-fed beef, eat some pastured lamb that we just got from the berry farm, pastured chicken. Why should I eat pastured food? Why should I eat certain things and not others? Well, because they have high levels of omega fats. Whatever the reasoning might be, you don't get all the crap that comes along with processed foods. It's healthy. It tastes good. It in turn allows you to feel more energetic, to then play with your kids along, whatever it is you want to do. But if you teach the why, people are going to be more likely to do it instead of just like, here's this list, go do it. And so those principles of whether you're teaching somebody else, you're teaching your children, you're trying to communicate with a spouse. I'm doing this. Why? I don't get the point. Embrace. People are more likely to embrace that change when informed of the why. So understand the why. You have to be clear, and so do that. Be clear about your workouts. Be clear about your food and nutrition. Be clear about why you need to sleep. Don't just be lazy and just not do it because you don't want to do it. On the deepest level you get, you can go a very spiritual, deep route and say, why am I alive? What is my true purpose on this earth? And you can take that a number of ways, and I'll allow you to do that. And I really strongly recommend that you do. But look at why with everything. And you don't have to do it every single minute of every day because that gets builds a little bit of anxiety towards what you do and what you're doing or why you're doing it, But really take stock and step back and be like, okay, why am I working the same job? I've had this idea that I want to do. Maybe it's that time you start implementing things, small changes. I had my high school football coach used to say small things turn into big things, which is true. It's discipline, small little steps in the right direction, intent steps in the right direction, and you'll see progress. You'll see the change you want. So that's today's minicast, episode 8. Really look at why. Understand it. Be clear about it. There's nothing better you could probably do for yourself than know why you're doing things. And I'm going to leave you with that. So I take that time tonight, while you're getting ready for bed or while you're laying in bed. 5 minutes. Silence. No phone. Nothing. And ask yourself, why? You might not have all the answers, but it's that intentionality that's going to get you where you're looking to go. So good luck with all that. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your time. I would love to hear feedback. We would love to hear feedback of all the podcasts. I mean, we have some really, really exciting people coming your way in the next few weeks that I'm pumped about, and we're looking forward to it. So our why is to make sure that you're able to feel better and do better because we have informed you of something that you might not have otherwise have heard. So that's today. Enjoy it. Enjoy the day. Thank you guys for your time. Give us a rating on iTunes if you can. And I will see you guys next week when we have George Bryant, the civilized caveman. Super pumped about that one. So tune in next week. I won't see you, but you'll be listening. So thank you guys.